It's a Fireside Chat, y'all.
Welcome back to another Fireside Chat, where we bring casual technology conversations to you. With us, I've got Cheen with Tegile, co-founder. So one of the things I have a question about, first off, is the name, Tegile. Did I say it right, Tegile, or is it Tegile? Give it to me. What is it?
That's right, it's Tegile. And that's probably the hardest part about this company is how do you pronounce the name? Everything after that is great. But the word Tegile comes from the combination of technology and agile.
Okay.
So we're the agile technology company. And that's important in the world of storage because today the demands on the IT staff are really about how do you support these applications as they go in these workloads as they go into the data center.
Yeah.
And these applications have very diverse set of requirements. So that's what makes Tegile different. And although you may not have heard of Tegile, I'm sure you've heard of Western Digital.
Yeah, absolutely.
Western Digital is our largest investor in Tegile, and they're also a partner of us. So when we go to market with our latest and greatest, we work with Western Digital and all their components.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So one of the things with Tegile that I've noticed is you guys have a lot of options and flexibility. So give me a rundown of what's happening in storage. I hear hybrid, I hear all flash, I hear, what NVMe. Paint a picture for me on the storage landscape.
Right. So the traditional hybrid was the marrying of SSD for performance with spinning disk for capacity and economics.
Okay.
The new hybrid is really multi-tiered flash. So it's the ability to combine different types of flash. And so the next layer of hybrid might be NVMe for your performance layer and SSD, high capacity SSD for your capacity layer, giving you the combination of performance and capacity.
Okay, that changes the whole game with hybrid, because I'm thinking hybrid as SSD and traditional spinning disk. But what you're saying is that's how it was, but today it's
evolving into multi-tiered flash.
Wow.
And so as an example, NVMe is really what everybody's talking about now. That's the future of flash.
Okay.
And in fact, Tegile just announced our NVMe products earlier this week, actually.
Oh.
So everybody should check that out. But what we'll also announce, in addition to the all NVMe box, which will give you millions and millions of IOPS, is a multi-tiered flash approach with NVMe as the performance layer and high-capacity SSD for capacity and better economics.
Wow, okay. And so some of the things that I think are important to our customers is protocol support. So I think, we've got the speed of flash now. We've got this, and it sounds like NVMe, but also just protocol support. Fiber channel, can you give us a rundown of what protocols?
Right, so traditionally storage providers would typically specialize on one or another protocol. With Tegile, we natively support all of these protocols in one array. So what that helps you do is consolidate and simplify your storage environment. Rather than having one silo for your file and one silo for your block, you can consolidate onto one platform.
So let me make sure I got that. So if let's say for example, I wanted to use native CIFS, I could do that in your box?
Natively with Tegile, right.
Okay, and then iSCSI as well?
Correct.
And fiber channel?
Right, and NFS, and SMB 3.0, which is kind of the new CIFS protocol.
Nice, so really, if I choose this platform, I'm pretty much covered.
Yeah, it's really one flash platform for any workload, multi-protocol support, and it really simplifies the environment because you don't have to choose one storage product based upon the protocol support.
Okay, so let's talk about DR, because a lot of our customers talk about DR. Let's say, some workloads, now I guess let's talk about workloads too. I mean, some workloads may require all flash, right? And some workloads, hybrid does it, but it sounds like that could be potentially changing with NVMe. But traditionally, what's the what are you seeing, from, and I know that's a complicated question because I said DR and I said flat, but
Yeah, it's
what's your
kind of
take?
maybe a two-part question. I think that first of all, customers have a very diverse set of workloads that range from requiring performance to requiring capacity. And what's great about Tegile's multi-tiered flash approach is that you get the most bang for your buck by giving you flash or NVMe for your super high performance workloads, and then giving you high capacity flash or even spinning disk, which is the cheapest tier, to handle your capacity workloads.
Okay, awesome.
And then on the DR, the second part of that question I really think is DR. With regard to DR, traditional hybrid is a great way to solve some of that problem.
So I guess if you're doing that and you have Tegile on premise at your main location, your main data center, you've got a DR location, replication, I guess that's another piece that, do you guys support it? What's that look like?
That's a great point. So one of the things I think we've, traditional storage used to charge an additional fee for, every sort of, software functionality that you might need.
Right.
With Tegile, as with most of the next generation flash storage providers, we've bundled that all into our offering.
Nice.
So now you get the array, you get all the software, and it includes replication comes with that.
So it's your cake, and you get to eat it too.
Yeah.
Yeah. You said something we didn't even really talk about deduplication, and compression. Is that something that you guys do natively? Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah. So we have built-in inline data deduplication and compression.
Okay.
And that depends on mileage varies. So how much data reduction you get really depends on your data.
Yeah.
But collectively, when we look across our customer base, we're averaging about 3 to 1.
You kind of touched on support because I think that's kind of like another leg of the stool, so to speak. And so, tell me a little bit about support and visibility.
Yeah, I think that really, in my opinion, is a big differentiator for Tegile. Why would a customer want to work with Tegile? Obviously, there's the technology, which we're very proud of, and we can talk about the differentiators in the technology. But a big part of why you choose Tegile is the people that you'd be working with at Tegile. And this really comes from our CEO on down. Rohit is big on what he calls customer gratification. And so everybody in the company talks about this and emulates this. We're not happy with the customer being satisfied. We're actually interested in seeing customer gratification. Telecare is another example of leveraging a tool to make our support even better and make the experience even better. We have a world-class support organization, and it's enhanced by this IntelliCare as well.
So essentially, you know when there's a problem before probably a customer does in some cases.
Yeah, and it's our job to let them know that ahead of time.
Awesome.
And so we do that, yeah.
Cool. Well, so we were talking earlier a little bit about density and how customers are trying to drive more in a smaller footprint. Data centers getting smaller, trying to save on power, cooling, all of that. Give me a rundown on what's Tegile doing around density.
Yeah, that's a great question. We're really passionate about density because that's a huge differentiator for Tegile in the market. In fact, we're offering the most highly dense all-flash solution on the market today.
Wow.
You can fit over a petabyte of data into a 2U all-flash.
Wow.
For less than $1 a gigabyte.
Whew.
Yeah, and actually, earlier this week, we announced the release of our version 2.0, our second generation of HD. So yeah, that's a great solution to talk about. That's a lot. That's packing in petabytes of data, all flash, into a very small footprint.
That's huge. That's huge. And we all know storage is just continually growing.
Yeah, the storage just keeps growing, and so, as customers start to have more choices about where to put their storage, whether it be in the cloud or on-premise, what's really important to think about is simplifying the environment and lowering the overall total cost of operation.
Right.
So not just thinking about the CapEx expenditure, but what's the OpEx? And with highly dense flash, you're able to shrink the footprint of the data center, lowering your space, cooling, and power costs.
That's awesome. Okay, well, thanks for being out here with us, and thanks for joining us today. It's been awesome.
Thank you, Sean. I appreciate it.
All right, so there you have it. High density, deduplication, flash, hybrid flash, NVMe. It's all there. Check it out, tegile.com. And if you have any suggestions or comments, please email us at firesidechat@lookingpoint.com. Thanks for watching.
It's a fireside chat, y'all.